Hey Dolly, it's Mama Doll, proud founder of the Black Doll Affair at blackdollaffair.com. Now that address is very important today because that is why I called. I'm coming today in a PSA about security within our movement. So let's get started. You have heard me say over the years that I believe that there's somebody doing something that we can't see. And I still do believe that to be true. What's different today? Today, I am finally coming to the internet to work with you, to ask you to help me. We are all over the world, and so there is no reason why together we can't figure out who is trying to sabotage you. All right? So I'm asking for your help today via this PSA. Let's talk about the three ways that I think we are being sabotaged. 1, shadow banning. 2, fraud. 3, impersonation. Now that we've established that, let's sort of rewind back to why someone might want to sabotage us. We're doing good things, right? We've been pretty philanthropic in the world. Everybody loves playing with black dolls. Who would want to do that? Why ask why? Right? So while we're going high, somebody's going low. So why? Since we do have to ask why. In 2007, as many of you know, after witnessing a doll test on the Oprah Winfrey Show, where black children chose the black doll as bad, ugly, and the one they didn't want to play with, and the white doll as pretty, good, and the one they preferred, I looked at that and thought, no, we can do better than that. So I sat down and threw what was supposed to be a one-time Christmas party called the Black Doll Affair, where black women would be called the Black Doll, women who are anything other than black would be called our porcelain dolls, or porcelain pals, or the white doll, and men, regardless of their skin color, would be called the Black Doll Brothers, right? And together, they would join me and call themselves the Black Dolls. And collectively, our mission, our work, is to reverse doll test results and remind black women and girls of their beauty. Empower them with the skin they're in the skin. Empower them in the skin they're in, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, and so here we are 17 years later, and we have a Presidential Service Award from Barack Obama. We've been in meetings, invited to meetings with Nancy Pelosi. Congressman John Lewis invited us to the floor of Congress for recognition. Naomi King, Martin Luther King's sister-in-law, put on the t-shirt and became a doll. Sonny Perdue gave us our own day in the state of Georgia. Nan Orrick, one of the first white women to march with Dr. King, became an honorary doll. We became the largest consumer group of Mattel's Barbie doll, and therefore black dolls. Barbie is an honorary doll, and Gabrielle Union is an honorary doll, and Misty Copeland is an honorary doll, and Tay Diggs is an honorary doll, and the Women of Brown versus Board of Education, where the doll test was originally conducted, became honorary dolls, and Tay Diggs and Danny Strong, if I hadn't already said that. We've got all of these celebrities that have said, yes, Mama Doll, I will answer your call and put on your t-shirt and tell everybody to say, hey, look over there. It's called the Black Doll Affair. I have changed and empowered women in ways that we didn't see coming. We thought that we would just be a doll, give a doll, right? Be a doll, put on these t-shirts, identifies ourselves as a doll, a black doll, and give a doll by giving little girls Christmas gifts of black dolls, right? And empowering black women through our social events. But since then, so much happened from being invited to the White House and the floor of Congress and the state capitol. I've put you in vogue and changed the way models look, and created our models program, MODOLLS. And so the black dolls have been in Vogue, everyday school teachers and cafeteria workers on the pages of Vogue 6 times. I've put you in Vanity Fair and Oprah Magazine and on the OWN Network and in college textbooks. Yes, I'm bragging, but this is what Mama Dolls do, but this is also reasons for why somebody would want to take advantage of that. right? And so let's talk about what that looks like. Shadow banning. Every social media influencer or anybody that has a network on social media complains that they are not reaching their people. The truth is that we have almost 100,000 people following us on social media. And yet we have a problem with growth in numbers. And that is because I believe someone's not letting us grow in the way that, because I'm a marketer, I'm allowing us to grow. I work really hard to push this movement, even though I'm being pushed black, right? Thank God I was born a marketer, because I have been able to still rise even though the shadow ban. But we are beyond just the complaint of shadow ban. What a lot of black influencers know and understand to be true, that the minute you use the word black, shadow ban, because they think you're over there holding a meeting, right? And yet we've got black, white, and brown in our family, right? So this ain't that. But all they see is the word black, and all they see is black girl magic or black empowerment, and then slow your roll, mama doll, on growth, right? We have placed ads to try to grow beyond the shadow ban and can't do it, right? So if you or someone you know are in securities or work at the Facebook or the Instagram, and you can look at our account, get over there and look at it, and then take your knee off of our neck so that we can continue to change the world in the most beautiful way that we always have for 17 years. Fraud. The Black Doll Affair is a privately held organization. And so when you Google us and you see accounting numbers online, fraud. There's no reason for us to put our accounting numbers out there. If we want to talk to a bank or an entity or approve income or validate whatever we need to do accounting, that comes from me. That comes from my team. That does not come from Google, right? And so anything that you see on the Googler about our accounting figures, fraud. And so we have to ask the question, why did they create it? For whom did they create it? And what are they doing with that creation? There's that. Impersonation. I believe somebody somewhere has an email where they are just like an evil little person, creating emails and sending them out to powers that be, our celebrities, our honorary dolls, potentials, and saying bad things about us. I believe that, okay, so let's talk about that. What does that look like? One, I was on the phone the other day talking to my sisters, and they were trying to get me to look at something on Kerry Washington's Instagram. I couldn't find it. Couldn't pull it up on the doll phone. So then finally, Felicia goes, well, how come you don't see it? And then she goes, did she block you? And I'm like, So I go, and sure enough, Kerry Washington, who I have never had a conversation about. If I've ever mentioned her, it would have been nothing but empowering that beautiful black, talented actress. And yet, she's blocked the Black Doll Affair. No conversation ever, no connection, no nothing. Why? When I decide that I'm going to call on a celebrity to be an honorary doll, I reach out and I say, hey, give them a little background. I'm a publicist, and I used to work for Ronald McDonald and Dan Marino and Beverly Sassoon, and that doesn't age me, and all of these companies, right? And I used to be on ESPN and this network and that network and all the things, right, to validate from whence I came. And now I'm the founder of the Black Doll Affair, and you can go to blackdollaffair.com and look what we've done, right? And then they say, yes, Mama Doll, I'll put on your t-shirt because, wow, look what you've done. And I'll say, hey, look over there, it's the Black Doll Affair. And then we have this kumbaya moment online with Hugh, and you welcome them into the family, and we look up weeks later and they've unfollowed us. What is that? Fraud. So how can you get involved? Share this video. See something, say something. Help. If you're in securities, or you have a security company, or you work in security at any of the social media sites, holler at us. Know that all of our official sites will be at blackdollaffair.com. If you have written a check and I wasn't involved, if you got an email saying give money and I wasn't involved, you are a victim of fraud. I am involved, and I will not ask for $1 or $1,000 without hugging you, shaking your hand, getting on a Zoom call with you. blackdollaffair.com, legal at Black Doll Affairs, where you can report fraud, 404-660-7363. Call me. If you see something, say something. If you feel like you've been a victim of fraud, you probably have, because we are very open in our movement and everything is done through our official sites. And because I am a publicist, I'm super communicative, and there is nothing that I would ask from you that you wouldn't be able to call me on the phone and prove that I asked you for it. Okay, so this is an issue that we are going to get to the bottom of, and we know that first step in finally solving this problem and finding out who is doing what is to ask you for your help. Please reshare this video, tag all the pertinent people, and holler at your girl if you can help. Thanks so much. Mama Doll, proud founder of the Black Doll Affair.